So, and then we'll do it. Yeah. All right.
Welcome to the 2A Brotherhood podcast.
Proudly sponsored by Goliath Defense and Cock Firearms.
How copy over.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the 2A Brotherhood podcast. Hey, guys, we got White Rambo back with us, man. Thank you so much for joining us, brother.
Yeah, buddy.
You know, the man who needs no introduction, the world-renowned Marine Corps veteran, and now a nominee for the ARM Awards.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man, we're excited to have you back on. It's been about a month or so, but for people who don't know you, you can take a little bit of time, introduce yourself, and then we'll kick this thing off.
Sounds good, brother.
Uh-huh.
So I'm a Marine Corps veteran. Served in our Operation Iraqi Freedom. Got to travel to a lot of nice places, do a lot of things, some not so nice places. Let's see, I'm a carpenter. Do a lot of different things, build a lot of stereo equipment, things like that. Do a little bit of DJing. Also, let's see, play a lot of video games like virtual reality type stuff. I like first person shooters. They're a lot of fun, especially in virtual reality because it's a lot more like actually, doing the things rather than playing on a controller. So.
Yeah, dude. That's pretty cool that you mentioned that. There was two things I wanted to ask you. Number one, there's a VR game. I don't know if you play. It's called Contractors. You ever heard of that?
I have played it. I played it on. I need to get it again. I might even have it on Steam. I haven't hooked up. One problem I have, one of my VR headsets, when I hook it up to my computer. See, I use this computer for like podcasting and DJing, and when I change it over a lot, I get some of the switches messed up in the system, and then won't be able to figure out how to do the streaming. So I need to get a second laptop, is what I'm saying, I guess, or a desktop that does the VR stuff. Because, yeah, it mixes up all the mics and everything and gets everything all squirrely.
Yeah, I'm in a similar boat, man, when it comes to that stuff. That's why, like, it helps with the new VR headsets, the wireless ones. Because I do have the VR headset that you have to plug into your computer.
Yeah.
Instead of like the Meta Quest that just kind of runs off its own hardware.
Mhm.
But yeah, no, I totally get it. And Contractors, man, is like it's like one of the more realistic ones because it has even the mechanical parts of the firearm. You actually have to do the motion to charge the slide, even the grenades. You had like when you pull the pin, you can still hold the spoon, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Down to that and stuff, so that's pretty cool.
That's pretty awesome. There's another one called Pavlov that I played too. That's pretty good. It's pretty decent, but yeah, there's several games, and it really can be a training implement. Like honestly, I was so not used to red dots because I'm kind of an old guy, I was in the Marine Corps a long time ago before they were giving us any type of optics or anything like that. You know what I mean?
Bro.
So getting used to optics was a whole challenge for me. You know what I mean? Because I was so used to iron sights, and I still like iron sights as well. But now I can shoot with red dots just fine. It's just getting used to it. It feels so foreign.
Dude, for some reason, all right, maybe it was because we were that we weren't infantry. They call us pogues, right? I think that's a military
Yeah.
So I was in an infantry brigade, and for some reason, like everybody who wasn't infantry got a M16A4 with like, iron sights and whatever else.
Yeah.
And then all the infantry guys got M4s with like fully automatic.
Get
and
it out.
They had an ACOG and all that stuff, and I was just like, oh. And so I know, I fully get it. Like being trained with iron sights from boot camp all the way to like having in active duty, having to still, use that iron sights. But
And honestly, I didn't shoot that well with a pistol when I was in the Marine Corps because
uh,
we didn't pistol qual that much. We didn't really, a pistol's just a sidearm in the military. You know what I mean? You're not training with it as a primary typically, unless you're maybe an officer, high-ranking
yeah,
officer, or heavily protected. I don't know. I wouldn't want to go into battle with just a pistol. I'll tell you that. I think some of these guys that are just pistol nuts, they're a little crazy because you
yeah.
got to have a couple rifles. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
You got to be able to protect yourself with a rifle because if things really get bad, if it ever really turns upside down, you're gonna wish you had it, man.
You know what they say on Call of Duty? Switching to your sidearm is faster than reloading.
I don't know, man. Tell
Yeah,
that
in
to
Call of
John Wick,
Duty.
dude.
Yeah,
Tell it to
John
John
Wick.
Wick. John Wick doesn't need a rifle.
Yeah, he always
Yeah,
goes
but if
in
everybody
first.
else has rifles, John Wick's getting picked out from like 500 yards.
Yeah, well, remember what he used for dessert? He used the Benelli M4. You remember that? So I guess it's either shotguns or pistols. So
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I like shotguns too. I mean, I like all guns. Don't get me wrong,
yeah,
and I always keep a sidearm on me as well. But I don't know if I'd depend on that if things ever got real bad. That I would definitely have a rifle.
yeah, and I would choose like an AR platform every time.
I would too. I would too. I mean, I got it as nice as a Stava 5.56,
Uh,
which I kept it in a similar round because then that's at least all crossover, and I bought a ton of mags, so I could use it if I had to. But really, I'm going for one of my ARs. There's just no way. I got too much training on the platform.
exactly. Another one. So many hours and rounds put down range with that thing,
Yeah.
and it's
Exactly.
probably gonna end up being Kyle Cock Firearms made a good point, man. Shout out one of our sponsors to Kyle. He made a good point that like when a situation like that happens, when it's like Armageddon style, it's like apocalypse and
Yeah,
everybody's
the
kind
zombies
of
come out.
surviving. Like 9 mil Glocks, like it's gonna be the most common thing you're gonna come across. Like 9 millimeter rounds, Glock magazines. Everybody's gonna have, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
and similarly, right? The 223 ARs, most common. So
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what everyone was telling me when I started planning out this 300 blackout build was well, good luck finding that when it comes time to need it. And I'm like,
everyone
what?
says that. Everyone
That
says,
just means you got to stack it deep, though.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
really the brass tacks of it. If you're going to run 300 blackout, stack that stuff deep. I got, I mean, I don't know. Try to get an ammo sponsor or something.
you want to be my ammo sponsor?
there was somebody mentioned an ammo company where there's like a point system and like you can save up those points for free rounds and stuff.
Yeah.
Or maybe there's like a subscription based like ammo thing. But
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean, I'll tell you, ordering it in bulk online is the best way to do it if you still can. I mean, they're trying to ban that too in certain states, and some of them have successfully. I think California, you can't do it, or there's probably several others. I'm sure New York's one of them. But yeah, I tell you, some of these online companies. I got a buddy that does it, and I won't mention him, but yeah, he's a good guy, and he takes care of a lot of people I know. And he's got pretty good rates, especially once you buy from him a couple times, he'll take pretty good care of you. But you got to buy in bulk, to make it worthwhile. Really, that's the thing about it.
yeah,
But
exactly.
Well, I don't know if I could afford bulk 300 blackout.
well, that's why you get a 22, so you can practice with the 22, and then you only have to stack the 300 blackout so deep,
Yeah.
Because
Good
22 you can shoot. That's what I shoot a majority of the time, 22 and 9, because it's cheaper, to gets my jollies off. I mean, every once in a while you want to run a mag just so you can get used to the recoil impulse because it's going to be a little more. But other than that, I mean, it's pretty comparable. And
Yeah.
yeah, that's something I recommend to everybody is get a 22 and a likeness to whatever you have that you're running, and as close as you can get it.
Yeah.
A lot of people swear by those TX22s, those Tauruses.
Mhm.
I know a lot of people that
Yeah.
say that. I mean, for the dollar for dollar, it's decent.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, if it's getting rounds down range, then can you beat it? You know, that's the thing.
Yeah,
Good price and rounds down range.
yeah.
That's all you really
That was
need.
another point that Kyle made about how he's like, say what you will about High Point, but they have the highest body count of any gun company out there.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, you know what? Those High Point carbines aren't too bad, to be honest with you.
You know,
Have you ever seen those? The rifle? They're
I
decent.
I
I
think
mean,
yeah, we might have discussed them one time.
they look ugly. I mean, they're ugly as sin, but they run and they run pretty well. I mean,
I mean, so do their
it is what it
pistols.
is.
Their pistols are pretty ugly too.
Oh yeah, they are.
Yeah, they're ugly.
Oh yeah.
Hey,
Oh,
but you know what?
who
I don't.
authorized?
I don't think anyone downrange of me is gonna care about how beautiful my gun is.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think it matters what you get killed with. If you,
I don't know, man. I'd hate to be. You know, it's funny. My daughter, right, the other day, I have this flashlight that has a laser on it,
yeah.
and she wanted me to duct tape the flashlight, and the laser onto her Nerf gun, and she's got this unicorn, like with wings and everything, Nerf gun, and it's like
I
a
think I
like a
saw that the other day.
And so I duct taped my my light to it and had her run around. I'm like, man, I would hate to get killed with one of these things. She shot me right in the chest with it too, and it even with it being a Nerf gun, it hurt my ego. You know, like I think it does matter what kind of gun you get killed with.
Dude, that's mad funny.
I'm telling you.
So
Hey.
just for that, I'm gonna build a pistol with like Pegasus wings and a unicorn in the front. You
There
know,
you go.
just to kind of spit on anyone that comes across me.
Yeah, man.
Spin the block with it.
Yeah. Do
Yeah,
a drive by, get a low rider, just run the block.
Heck yeah.
that kind of made me think about on Boondock Saints when they would say the prayer right before they execute. You know
I
what
like the
mean?
first one better than the second one.
Oh yeah,
The first
definitely.
one was so much better.
Yeah, I agree.
William Defoe was weird in that, man.
Dude, yeah, he was.
He was a
There
wild
was
dude.
a firefight.
He was something.
Yeah, that's good
Yeah,
stuff
man.
right there.
Yeah, wasn't Ron Jeremy in the movie?
I gotta go back and watch it now that you're talking about it. I gotta go
You're only gonna go back and watch it because Ron Jeremy.
back.
You dirty dog.
Oh man, yeah, it was
You
a.
sly little bastard. I know your tricks. It's not that
Why?
kind
Because
of
you're
movie.
thinking the same thing?
Yeah. It's not that
Yeah,
kind
man,
of movie,
yeah,
you
funny.
sick fuck.
But that one guy. So I don't know if you guys. So both of those guys, Sean Patrick Flannery, Norman Reedus, like they both like have gone on to be like very um, talented and like renowned actors. And freaking that. I don't know if you guys ever saw the those clips or trailers. There was a movie called Nefarious about how Sean Patrick Flannery played this like murderer who was on death row, and pretty much he had like an attorney come in and interview him for like basically to get his story out before he died. But long story short, this guy was possessed by a demon pretty much his whole life, and he interviews the demon the entire time. And
Oh,
the
wow.
demon basically spills the beans about like God, creation, Satan.
Oh
And
boy.
yeah,
I
dude,
know
it's
exactly what
really
movie you're
heavy.
talking about.
Yeah, really heavy
I,
stuff.
I never got a chance to finish it, but I forgot all about it. I was
Yeah.
watching them. I watched that movie and I got to like a certain point, and then it was late, so I had to go to bed. And I was like, I'm gonna finish this movie tomorrow, and I forgot all about it.
Yeah, man.
My wife and I do that all the time. We'll be watching something before bed, and we'll wake up in the morning, and we'll be like, "What were we watching?" And we'll sit there for like 20 minutes trying to scratch our heads and figure out what we were watching last night. Because you get it right before you go to bed. It just kind of gets erased, kind of.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I got like 3 shows I'm like in the process of watching just because I keep forgetting to finish them.
I've been
Yeah.
watching Married with Children.
Yeah.
I'm living
Honestly,
that.
no.
It's
Honestly, now it's
hilarious.
just background noise.
It's
I start.
hilarious though, like just the cracks back and forth between Peg and Marcy and Al and Bud and Kelly. It's just hilarious.
I tell you.
Yeah.
But oh, go ahead, Josh.
Nothing. I was just gonna say sitcoms. I remember like I think really the last one, but this is a while ago, like probably over a decade ago. I was just I think I was like had watched Friends or something, and then that guy the guy who plays Joey Tribbiani, what's his name?
Oh,
Matt LeBlanc. He
Matt
played
Lawrence or
in this
something. Yeah.
sitcom where he's called A Man with a Plan or something, and it's like just your typical uh, white collar, sorry, blue collar, like worker with a wife and kids. So it was like, like a family kind of sit down show, like
Pretty good
Roxanne.
though.
Or something. It was
Was it
pretty
pretty
decent.
good?
Yeah.
That was Tim Allen, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was the other one. What's what's new with the world of prepping, man? I remember we touched on it a little bit, and then we kind of like went in a different direction last time.
So we had an ice storm.
Mhm.
Like the South got hit real hard. I think that was
Yeah, I remember
that was
that.
after we had that podcast, right?
Yeah.
I think it was right before. I thought. I think because you were running
Yeah,
that generator,
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, you're right. You're right. I had just
Yeah.
come out of that ice storm, so
and we
yeah, I
were
learned
talking
a lot
about
back there.
generators. Yeah.
Well, when I moved from Washington to here, I had to kill most of my preps because it just didn't make sense to move all the crazy stuff that I had. Like, I mean, I had gallons and gallons and gallons of water stored, and anything that I could possibly need out there. But here, it's much different, and I didn't expect to get an ice storm here. So I've changed some things. I mean, I'm working on some things. I'm definitely storing more water. Uh, I've got more propane on hand because I ran out of propane. I was using. Also didn't really account for the fact that the wood stove used to be my heat if the power was out. So this time I had to run space heaters. So I was using more gasoline than I usually did. You know what I mean, for the generator. Also, I was using a little buddy heater with propane for supplemental heat. But I ran out of propane on like day 4.
Dang.
Yeah, well, I was using the little buddy heater because I got rid of all my propane tanks too before I left because, like I said, I couldn't bring everything. I even had to get rid of tools. I mean,
You know
so
what's
that
something
was
to look
hard
at?
enough. And so anyway, I was running the little buddy tanks, but I only had like 6 of them on hand before the storm, and there was none to be had before the storm. You know what I mean? Now you can buy them everywhere. They got stacks of them, But
Yeah.
but during the storm, they didn't have the forethought. But I mean, we did well. I mean, I didn't bust any pipes. The house was still in good shape and everything. And my well last year had frozen. The year before, right after we moved into the house, we had a snowstorm and it froze. It just quit working, froze up. I had to go out there with a heat gun and thaw it out. And then it did it again too the next night, but I already knew what was wrong with it. But I built a little house for that and then insulated the little house that I put over that well pump. And so now I haven't had any problems in this last storm. So that was a pretty good test.
Yeah.
So you constantly got to improvise and fix your situation to where you're in better standing than you were the last time. That's the plan.
You know what's something to look at for those buddy heaters?
What's
So the for the buddy heaters, instead of running like the propane buddy heaters,
Yeah.
run diesel heaters.
Okay.
It's so the issue with propane is it becomes like a really moist heat.
Yeah.
So you get like a lot of condensation and stuff like that. You
Yeah.
don't get that with diesel, and
Okay.
they tend to last I think a little bit longer.
Yeah.
But those little like those little Chinese diesel heaters, man, they heat up a lot, and you're not getting all that condensation build up in the area wherever you're running it,
Yeah.
and the exhaust is a whole lot better too. So you like they're really great for camping and stuff like that. But yeah, take a look at those diesel heaters, man.
Well, it would be. It's always good to have a backup to a backup too.
Hmm.
So
Yeah,
like I mean, even if one works better than the other, the other one is still good on the
Oh yeah,
back.
for sure.
You know what I mean?
It's
For
funny
sure.
that you mentioned that because I remember that you had a quote that you said in the last podcast, and I have it here. It's I live my life like this. I create a fail safe for everything, and then I create a fail safe to that.
Yeah, 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 and that's the best way to
Where's
be, right? I
flip-flop?
mean, because then at least you know what to do next. I mean, you can get to the point where you run out of fail safes, but once you fail, you've got to create a fail safe in addition to the ones you already had. I mean, that's the thing, and not necessarily fail, but if you see a weak point, that's just like kind of like an engineer mind, or something like that. You're always looking for the weak point and trying to stabilize it and make it stronger.
Yeah.
Oh, great point.
Yeah.
But now going back on the propane thing though, where you said you need more propane.
Yeah.
It's funny. I just got a Blackstone for my birthday. My birthday was last week, and
Yeah.
I got my brother-in-law actually blessed me with a Blackstone, and
Nice.
we've been using the heck out of that thing, man. And
Yeah.
my wife was like, "We need to get some extra propane tanks for when if we ever lose power. This is
That's
how
it.
we're
'Cause you got to
cooking right
cook
here."
too, right? And that's what's nice
Yeah.
about the propane is I can use it for my little mini camp stove, or I can
Hmm.
use it for So it's multi-purpose too. So, but I
Yeah.
love having a fail-safe to a fail-safe. There's nothing wrong with that. And like I said, I may get to where I like the diesel heater better for a more. But I was just using it for supplemental,
Yeah.
like I would cut the generators off at night to save a little power. And since we weren't running the TVs and everything, because I try to keep everything up and running like normal if I can.
Hmm.
I mean, you can't run everything all at once, but at least you can watch some TV if you want, or watch a movie if the internet's out or whatever. And
Yeah.
that's the thing. People don't realize you got to have like digital, or you can't have all digital media. You need to
Yeah.
have some options. Get you a couple DVDs that you really like, man. At least 10 or 20, because if the system goes down, you're going to be bored. You want to have some board games. You want to have,
Some
especially if you got
puzzles.
kids. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or people nearby that you congregate with. You're going to want to have a way to entertain yourselves, and usually we turn on the TV or play a video game or whatever. You may not be able to do that.
Yeah, that's actually like so when me and my wife first started living together, there was a nasty snowstorm that hit us where we were living at the time, and we were without power for like 4 days, I think it was.
You find out if you like each other.
Yeah, we we ended up liking each other a lot. That's when we had our that's when we consummated our first kid. Yeah, but
There you go.
but no, just like the boredom of just sitting inside and not having anything to do.
Even
We would
candles, like candles just for lighting.
We
You know what I mean?
we
Because
used a candle to cook. I think heat up soup.
yeah,
We had like 3 or 4 candles, and we had like this little tray that we set up over top the candles, and we just used it to cook soup in the can, and made it to where it was warm enough to eat. But we would actually just go outside and just shovel snow for fun.
yeah,
Just
yeah.
whatever. Because that's all we had to do. Our phones
Build a
weren't
snow fort.
charging. Yeah, our phones weren't charging. There was nothing to do, so we sat there and went outside and dug people out in their cars and stuff, and it was all there
telling you, man.
was. But now that we have a kid, it's like we got to have board games on hand, we got to have puzzles on hand, we got to have extra a tablet on hand with movies loaded onto it.
Yeah, charge up all your devices. Like that's what I do if I know bad weather's coming. I immediately charge up my computer. I charge up like I got a battery bank that I charge. Everything's got to be charged. Like that's like on the list. All my even my tool batteries, because I got a flashlight, and you might need a tool. You might
Yeah.
have to close off a window where it got busted or something. Especially if it's real bad weather. But we had trees
Yeah.
coming down everywhere around here. Like power was out for I think it was 7 days. I think something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that's when you find out, and after that happens, you probably go to the store and pick up a few things that you're like, this will make life easier, because
Yeah.
you're worried it's going to happen again the next week, and if it does, it might be even worse than the last
That's
one
on
because they're already stretched thin, like
Yeah.
like our power company wasn't ready for it,
Yeah,
and in certain
exactly.
places they know they're going to be facing stuff like that, so they gear up in advance, and these guys didn't.
Yeah. I got another little funny story for you. So I don't know if you remember back in 2021 there was a hurricane that hit Louisiana.
Oh yeah, Hurricane
Okay.
Katrina, wasn't it?
It wasn't. It wasn't
Okay.
Katrina. It was like
That was
Katrina.
'04, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was like Katrina. It was almost as big, but I was actually living down in Louisiana at that time,
Okay.
and I just got out of the state right before that hurricane hit. Actually, as it was touching land, I got out of Louisiana,
Ah,
and I came back and everything was wrecked. We didn't have power or anything. My buddy was living down the street in an apartment. You know, the house I was staying in was just completely trashed, and we were just bored out of our mind, dude. Like there was nothing to do. We were going to FEMA to get the little MREs that they were giving out, and that was about it. Some places were serving hot plates and stuff, but he had brought over a PlayStation, and I had brought my TV outside, and we had hooked his PlayStation up to his car, my TV up to my truck, and we were running PlayStation, and then we hooked my hotspot up, and we were running Warzone, Call of Duty Warzone, in the middle of the street in Louisiana in the aftermath of a hurricane, just right there in the middle of the street.
I got an original NES, but it's the small version. I think the box is up there. The classic edition, but it's got like 40 games preloaded on it. That's in my truck.
Yeah,
I switch it out. I got the Super Nintendo too, and then I got the TurboGrafx 16. But I switch those out from time to time and just play games. Like if my wife has to go to the VA, I'll be out in the parking lot playing. You know what I mean? Playing Zelda
yeah.
and stuff.
So
Yeah,
you're
that's.
you're you're into old school video games.
Oh, I love all video games. I mean,
Well,
I really like VR a lot, but I play some old school stuff.
you know that you're actually in the podcast with the speed run champion of Battletoads,
Oh, is
the
that
world
right?
record, the world record holder for the speed running Battletoads.
Damn, that's
And
wild.
that's
Yeah.
Josh.
Yeah, man.
I was there when he did it. I was there when he
was
did
there.
it.
He was there when we broke the record. Yeah, I remember.
What was it
Witnessed
on?
it.
Super Nintendo.
Okay, I wonder if that's on my Super Nintendo. I'm gonna have to look.
Yeah, it was.
Mm.
It's actually the remake of the original NES version of Battletoads and Double Dragon, like the collab they had.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, so it's the remake, the Super Nintendo remake.
Hold on, I'm gonna grab it. I'm gonna look.
Yeah, man. Those things are
These things
cool,
are cool,
man.
man, because they got like 40 some
Yeah.
games loaded on them. I mean, they're just.
Yeah,
I
and
don't
you
know
can
if I
play it
keep that
on,
in there, but they're mini too, you know, and they come with the controllers and everything.
and they look great on flat screen too.
Yeah. Heck yeah, but I do like the vintage stuff as well.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know if I got Battletoads though.
I really want to get one of those arcade cabinets because I know you can buy them, and the arcade cabinets, like you can apparently hook up to the internet and play with other people
Oh,
who have the.
well, that would be cool.
Yeah.
I don't think it's on there, but I heard I got a buddy who he used to tell me you could mod these and put extra games on them. Like they've actually got enough room on them for a lot more than what they have. So I don't know. I might look into getting that thing modded. And I've seen where they've even got USB sticks you can plug into some of them, and you can use those, and they can mod them out and everything.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know enough about that stuff. I get frustrated enough with this thing, this
gotcha.
computer.
So, quick question for you to get a little off topic.
Oh, sure.
You've talked a lot about running 22s, and
Mm-hmm.
it seems like you make a really valid point on running 22s.
Yeah.
What would you say your favorite and most versatile 22 setup is? Like if you were to pick one of your 22s and just run it out, what would you be running? Or if
The
you could have
M&P
your dream,
M&P 1522.
like barrel length, anything special with the triggers?
I got the pistol and the rifle version. We got two of the rifles and then one of the pistols. But I like to run the pistol version, and it's great with a 22. But I try to push myself to run the long barrel version, which the long barrel I think is like 14 inches. But I like to run that one. I like to push myself to run that one because it's more realistic to my my rifle. So
Yeah. Now, when you're running the pistols, are you running a brace, or are you running just like the
yeah,
the
it's got a
buffer
brace
tube
on
with
it.
this?
It's got
Okay.
the what is it, the SBA 3.
Okay, I know some people run the just the buffer tube with like a little stopper on the ends.
Yeah, I can't get used to that. I mean, some people are good with it, but I'd rather have the brace. And you know what I mean, I'm a disabled vet, so if I'm not a candidate to have the damn brace, the ATF can kiss my ass.
Yeah. the, the thing that, like I said, I did the SBR, and my big thing behind that is being able to have that vertical grip,
Yeah,
and also having like a full actual stock. I know
yeah,
those braces are getting pretty good, but
yeah.
technically you're not supposed to shoulder them.
Eh. I'm not a stickler.
Hey, listen, just don't tell the ATF. I won't.
I just said the ATF can kiss my ass.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? I got my SBR paperwork approved, so I'll say they can kiss my ass too.
Yeah, see?
I wasn't so keen to say it before because I wanted them to approve my shit, but
Yeah.
now you can kiss my ass.
I
I'm
mean,
gonna I'm
I
gonna
mean, I don't
email
want no
tomorrow.
smoke or nothing, and I'm not some kind of criminal or anything. But I mean, when it
I'm
all boils down to it, they've been trying to enact all kinds of crazy stuff, and I can't even keep up with it. So they can kiss my
gonna,
ass.
I'm gonna get an email tomorrow saying your application has actually been re-reviewed and withdrawn.
If they're that soft, man.
Yeah, and reasons why: association with White Rambo.
We got him.
Got another one.
We don't like your beard.
Now you have a lifetime ban.
ATS gonna knock on my door. Hey, we're gonna need that SBR back.
I keep hearing all kinds of stuff about the ATF though, walking back on some of the stuff they've been doing. So if that's true, that's good. I don't know how to read and interpret that crap because it's so thick with BS. I can't even. I don't have time for that.
So it's not so much that they're walking back on certain things; they're changing their
And
directive.
yeah, that's something I
Sorry.
Yeah, they're changing their directive to focus more on um, I want to say it's focusing more on FFLs than the day to day consumer of purchasing firearms and all these because that's what everyone's been fighting and they've been and 2A community's been getting really big wins in terms of that. So
yeah.
I think they're more focused on like restrictions towards FFLs now.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, it's not that they're walking back. To me, it seems more like changing strategy.
Yeah, well, either way, if they're not messing with us, I guess it's a good thing, right?
Yeah. So I mean,
I mean, not that they won't, but
we'll see what happens, man. I mean, I don't think the fight against our rights are ever gonna go away.
no, and the anti-gunners will never quit, man, never. Because like in Washington State now, they just took and don't and put 2.5 million towards trying to figure out how to confiscate guns. This
Yeah.
was just the other day.
There was actually a place that I can't remember where it was, but it wasn't too far from me. They were doing like a gun buyback program, and they were giving out some badass shit for like $25 gift cards.
Yeah.
So I was talking with my buddy, and I'm like, dude, let's go get up like some $50 fucking gift cards, and just say, hey, we'll
There
double
was a
it.
dude I used to watch. I can't remember. It might have been Brandon Herrera. I
It
still watch
was.
him.
I know exactly
He
what
would
you're
go
talking
to
about.
gun buybacks and try to buy guns, and they'd ended up
Yeah,
trespassing
kicking him
him.
out. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. No, that was him, Brendan Herrera.
He scored
Yeah,
a couple good ones though.
he did. Yeah, he ran for government in Texas, and
Yeah.
he got close, but they
I
shot
think
him
there
down.
was some kind of a recall though on the ballots or something, and I think he's still in technically the running, but or something to that effect. I saw something about it recently.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think John Crump was talking about it or something. I don't know
I
if you
think
guys
he
listen
should
to
have
him.
been.
John Crump's pretty good. He's pretty up to date with the 2A stuff.
Yeah, I think he should have been the director of the ATF, man.
I
Because
don't think the anti-gunners would ever let that happen, but that would be probably good for us.
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean that would have been a big win,
Or
if he was like
Coleon Noir.
yeah.
I like
I
listening
haven't.
to him too. I don't always agree with and that's the thing, right? I don't always agree with anybody, man.
Hmm.
I'm very. I think about things myself, and I look at things from all perspectives. So I don't always agree with anybody, and that I think a lot of people they get so frustrated with somebody because they think different than you. It's like we didn't walk the same damn path. You know what I mean? I saw different things than you did. You know, and so on and so forth. I don't understand that. I don't understand that just because somebody has a different stance on something, you got to, cut them out or,
Yeah. My issue with Colin isn't that I have a different stance than him. I actually respect a lot of what he says. My issue is he is consistently backed up USCCA,
Yeah.
and
Well, that is
and
a
I
problem.
and I've seen I actually even had USCCA for a while, and I have and then I saw how they were treating their actual customers
I've
when
seen that as well.
they
And
needed it.
I don't really like Tim Kennedy.
Yeah, I feel
So
you.
that was another
But
strike for them.
yeah, but my that's my thing with Colin Noir. It's not that I disagree with what he says. It's I look at who you represent in your life, and if I'm over here representing someone that I feel is not good, then that's something I feel I need to look into in my life.
Is he
Like
still
we
rocking with them though? I think he might have separated ways with them.
He might have. Last I heard, he was still rock with them, but that was also like I think like 2 months ago or so. But like we have two really great sponsors, Goliath Defense and Cock Firearms, and they are great people, and I all the time I respect what they do, and I respect them as people
Oh
because
yeah.
they care about the community.
Yeah.
Uh, Companies like USCCA, in my opinion, don't care so much about the community, and that's where I kind of draw my line. If you're going to represent people that don't care about the community, then I'm you're going to lose my respect and my vote.
Oh yeah. I've separated ties with people because of that. Because talking bad about the community and things like that. I won't go into
Yeah,
specifics, but yeah, I've cut ties off with people because of that exact reason.
yeah. No, hey, it's at the end of the day, it's like, are you going to sell your soul and are you going to stay to your values? And that's what
Well,
I
it's
look
only a
at.
matter of time before you're
So
doing the same thing to me. You know what I mean? If you're
yeah,
willing to cut that man's throat, or this, that, or the other, metaphorically, of course, but you know, then how long is it going to be before you're trying to, you know what I mean?
yeah. And that's the thing is like we're just going back on the USCCA thing. Like all of this is alleged. Okay, all this is alleged. But if we have such a hard time with self defense now as it is, for in Maryland, if I even pull my firearm in defense, I'm probably going to go to jail, no matter what. If it's justified, if it's not, no matter what, I'm going to jail, most likely. And so having a company that is promising all these great things of we're going to protect you, and then when time to pay up, you don't because we disagree with one thing you did or find some shortcut out of to protect you. I don't agree with that. So
Yeah, I understand that 100%.
you know
100%.
but speaking of that, like, what do you suggest for people for protection? Do you suggest any carry insurance, or do you have any, or
I
what do
don't,
you
but
recommend?
I've talked to the ladies at Attorneys on Retainer, and
Uh-huh.
they seem to offer a good product from what I've heard. I've sat through the seminar and talked to them, just being at other events and things, and they seem to be
Hmm.
pretty on point, and they're a lot of fun to hang out with too. So
Yeah.
if I and I probably should, I mean, I hope not to
Mm,
have to use it, but I probably should, and that's
never
something I
hurts to
should look
have.
into.
Yeah.
But I've seen good things from them, and they even cover like hands, feet, knives, any type of weapon that you may be carrying. You know what I mean? And they
Well,
don't drop clients, even if you're perceived as in the wrong, from what I understand. You know what I mean? Not that you should do that, but they still try to stand behind you. You know what I mean? I mean,
yeah.
I'm sure if you did something horrible, they may drop you. But if there's
Yeah.
a glimmer of you know of justification in anything that you do, I would assume they'd be in your corner, from what I've heard.
Yeah. I've heard a lot of great things about them. A lot
Yeah.
of great things about them. Yeah. But yeah, man, I think being prepared is and in that sense too is always great, especially again like we were talking about. We're going to be fighting for our rights for the rest of our lives and our kids' lives. It's never going to go away. This fight's never going to go away.
They actually signed a bill into law here the other day. I believe they signed it in. I think the governor. It's either on his desk or he signed it. But it's basically you're allowed to defend your own property, not
Yeah.
just your person. I
Dang.
think there's some kind of a clause in there about and feared for your life or something like that. But
Mm-hmm.
it used to be that if you were doing it basically outside the home, it was a whole different thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If they're in your house, it'd be one way. But here, I mean, things seem to be staying holding steady for now. That's part of why we moved here. Because
Yeah.
I was fleeing tyranny. You know what I mean? I mean, once Bob Ferguson got voted in, I was like, I gotta go, man. This
I
guy's a
gotta get
communist.
out of here.
I'm just not. I'm not dealing with this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I got you, man. I completely understand. Virginia's
And
actually going through that too right now. I don't know if you've seen
yeah,
a lot about that.
yeah. Is it Virginia?
Yeah, Virginia. They're
Yeah,
going through a
Virginia's
lot
going
right
through
now.
it. I think Boston's going through it too, right? Massachusetts.
Mm-hmm.
I believe
Yep.
they're going through it real bad right now. And of course, I'm sure Maryland and Delaware and Pennsylvania are trying to push through everything they can.
Yeah, Pennsylvania's not too bad.
Well, Pennsylvania
Pennsylvania's
used to be really good. It used to be one of the best. But I think
yeah,
they're even starting to teeter off because of Philly.
yeah. Philly is kind of controlling a lot, but they actually Pennsylvania's not too bad in their gun control. They do have some weird, like quirky things, but it's I wouldn't say it's bad.
Yeah.
Not nearly as bad as like you said, Massachusetts, Maryland, Virginia, or Washington State. Not even in the same ballpark. Just kind of on the mid tier of like you have your states like Pennsylvania, or you have your states like Tennessee and West Virginia, and they're kind of in between Maryland and what I'd consider like West Virginia and Tennessee and all that.
Yeah. Yeah. That. Like I said, that was a big motivating factor to move here. Was just the gun laws are so laxed, and
Hmm.
that's kind of what I was looking for because, like you said, it's knocking down your door no matter what. I mean, yeah, I don't care where you are, you're not safe.
Yeah, exactly. But
I saw this really cool book. I forgot where I saw it on, but it was this book about like basically where's the best spots that you could live off the grid in the U.S. just based off of like
Alaska.
water availability, based off of let's just say like if nukes were launched at like major metropolitan areas, like in a tactical nuke strikes, like best places to go for water, for animal migrations, like good terrain, um,
Alaska.
being fortified. No, 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 I'm not asking. I'm just saying like it was a book of like where, like what those locations were in the U.S.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying, like, I think Alaska's the answer. Is that what the book was saying?
Well, I mean, you
Oh
got like
no, I'm saying
Montana
it's all
too.
over the U.S.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you got
Oh.
Montana would be a good place, I would think.
Hmm.
Uh, you would have Alaska, obviously.
Mhm.
Washington would have been.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
because 10, 15 years ago, land was still pretty cheap and all that, but it's gone completely bonkers. I mean,
Hmm.
Yeah. I
yeah,
mean, Colorado would have been.
Colorado would have been. Colorado's getting bad. Even Oregon, parts of
Hmm.
Oregon could have been. I would say Tennessee and Mississippi could be on there as well. I mean,
Yeah.
parts
Appalachia,
of it.
Blue Ridge.
Appalachia.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
parts
man.
of it you could definitely because you can still score large property. I mean, I guess if you're homesteading, you'd probably want at least 10 acres. Uh, if you
Yeah.
really wanted to be, you know, I mean, you'd be better off with more would be better. Somebody saying, "Hi, burner girl, what's up?"
Mm.
That's my sis right there. She's good people.
Heck yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Thank you for joining the stream and saying what's up.
yeah. She's actually in your area. She's an instructor too, so she's
Oh,
good. She's
really?
good people. Yeah, yeah. She's certified in the last couple of years, I think, and
Word.
she's
Is
good
that
people.
okay?
You
I've
said
met her
she's
in
in.
person.
She's around Maryland.
Yeah, she's around the DMV. Yep, I think she
Okay.
floats around out there.
I might have to hit her up for my wife. She's like I said, getting into guns, and
Yeah,
I think having
sometimes
like
it's
a
better to have a female instructor.
exactly.
because they're a little, we're crass, we're a little bit, we get grumpy, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Give me
Yeah.
that,
Yeah. Having a female to understand the mind of a female, you know,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
God knows I don't understand it.
It's cool
I
they
mean,
have
we
a
do the best we
category for
can.
that.
Yeah, exactly.
They have a category of for the ARM awards for best female instructor also. So that's
Oh
pretty,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
that
yeah.
recognition and everything.
And actually, Burner Girl's in the same category as me. She's running against me.
Oh, really?
So it was
Yeah.
what is it, the new, not the newbie award,
New
but
to
it's
the
like
game.
new to the game. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Newbie awards, new to the game, whatever.
Yeah, Burner
I'll
Girl.
take it.
Yeah, cool.
I'll take it. You can put it on the trophy.
That's awesome, man. And
No,
then
I
we
mean
got,
it's cool though just to be it's like an honor to be nominated. You know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
the cool thing, right? It's just people because I didn't nominate me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I didn't even think about me as being a nominee. Like it was a new channel, but I do have the older channel. You know what I mean? But this is the new channel because I kind of got the name given to me. But it's just really cool that people would even think of me and put me in a category to be nominated. That's just I won as far as I'm concerned. I won anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, that's awesome, man.
yeah, man.
I'm
It's pretty cool.
super happy for you.
They have prepper. Another category is prepper of the year. You didn't?
I didn't get in that category this year. I'm going to try to go for that one next year. I think because I think I could be, but like I said, I had to leave my preps behind. So I'm basically starting from scratch now. You know what I mean? Like,
But that's a good way to start the channel. That's a good way
I
to
wouldn't
start
say
the
I'm
channel.
starting from scratch, but I've got, what I need. But before I had so much. I mean, I had everything at my disposal.
Yeah, but that's a good way to start off on the new channel. Is I'm going to be restarting my journey of prepping. Come
Yeah.
along with me. That might be something to kick off and
Yeah.
and go week by week on what you do to kind of get into where you're prepping. Because a lot of times you see people and it's like they already have everything.
Yeah.
Now you go through like, well, I'm going through this from the start. This is what I prioritize, and then work it out to least priority.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
And I need to get on more like panels with other preppers too. I know some. I just haven't done it. I mean, I know several. I know probably 100 preppers that I know in the community that we talk back and forth here and there. But I don't know. I haven't stepped in that direction yet, but I should,
Mm-hmm. Now, I got a question for you on the prepping side.
Mm-hmm.
So, me and my wife we've been talking for a while about getting chickens, right?
Yeah.
And I've always thought maybe that might be a good thing for prepping, have eggs constantly. But I feel like that wouldn't be good in the sense of it makes you a target. How do you feel about that?
I mean, it would definitely depend on where you live. Like a lot of people around me already have chickens, or they're in. This sounds bad. In bed with somebody who has chickens. They're not in bed with them, and they're not in bed with the chickens. They just, in other words, they have somebody
Connection. They got a plug.
Yeah,
they got a plug.
My buddy said this or somebody said it on my buddy's live stream the other night, and ever since then, in bed has been ingrained in my brain, and the whole chat stopped. Everybody was talking about how, they were like, he's in bed with him, and this, that, and the other, But it's a bad term, but it's the only one I could think of. But yeah, basically, most people know somebody with eggs or whatever. Like I got a buddy who lives out here, and every once in a while, his sister has chickens. He'll just bring by, a couple dozen eggs or whatever. So it's nice and it helps, especially when those prices were sky high on them.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Yeah,
the chickens are work too, so you got to take that into consideration. It's a give take thing. You're going to be cleaning chicken coops and you're going to be feeding them, probably twice a day, and
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people around here don't really have chickens. That's why I was like starting to think like, man, if something does happen, do these chickens now make us a target of food and knowing that we have supplies.
Well, you could just make one last chicken pot pie if that's the way it is.
Popeye.
You want me to kill Clucky?
Yeah.
How
I mean,
dare
if you get
you.
hungry, I bet you will.
You're a monster.
You could name him Chicken Pot Pie. That way it would soften the blow.
Yeah. Is that what they're teaching you Marines these days?
Yeah.
Kill
We eat
my pet
everything in the
chicken.
Marines, man.
Even my pet chicken. You guys are terrible.
Well, you want to protect your family, don't you?
I'm gonna name it Crayola.
Of course. We can't name drop those companies, bro. I'm just
Oh man, we're having too much fun.
Yeah, that don't make it where I really want to eat it. Oh shoot!
That's chicken pot pie. That's chicken cacciatore.
Chicken rigatoni.
Chicken cordon bleu.
And that big fat one's the Costco one, so we named it Chicken Bake.
Gotta have fun, right?
Yeah, gotta have fun. Love it. Yeah.
You're gonna need a pig too for the chicken cordon bleu, though.
Exactly.
Maybe a potbelly pig.
What am I gonna name that one?
Pork
It's
chop.
Wilbur.
Oh, blue, man. That's so funny.
Name it Wilbur.
Huh?
Wilbur.
Pork
Yeah,
chop
well-
sandwich.
I remember randomly having. I forgot where we were. We had a. Maybe you ever been to JRTC down in Louisiana, the training center?
I haven't. I mean, I've been around Louisiana a little bit, but
That
no,
had
I haven't been there.
a random chicken cordon bleu at one of the DFACs or something there. It was like the most random thing they had. Chicken cordon bleu. But,
Yeah, might as well go with it.
oh yeah, dude! No, I ate the mess out of that thing.
Yeah, my wife made some a couple weeks ago. That was really good.
Oh hey, let me show you something. You can tell me. Does this bring back any memories for you?
Oh God, yeah. Heck yeah. Gas, gas, gas.
Any good ones?
Oh
Any
man.
good stories?
Well, I got a picture of me and all my buddies in full mop 4. You know,
Yeah.
we
Hey,
were,
that's
we were
awesome.
completely mopped out. I mean, because they'd have us just go out in the field and work all day in those things, man. And, you know, and it was hot, you know, down in North Carolina and Fort Bragg and
Oh yeah.
all over. It was hot in those mop 4 outfits with the. You wouldn't believe, and you know you still got to do the thing. You still got to dig the hole. You still got, you know what I mean. You still got to stay and watch. You know, it's crazy, and you don't get to eat either while you're in mop 4. You know, you're not going to eat, or you can drink because they got the straw and the canteen and all that crap. But it even feels weird. Like I don't know if I was in that situation, because you try to pretend like it's a real situation. You know, even though you know it's training and so on and so forth. I don't know if I'd feel comfortable drinking from that canteen, man, because any contamination gets between you and that, you know, especially if it was like a nerve agent or something like that.
That's a good point.
I don't know, man. I don't know if I'd want to drink at all while I was still mopped out, you know, and then you got to wait until you get scrubbed down. Because do you ever do it where you do the training and then you have to get scrubbed down after you bust out of the gear, and they got special soap you put all over each other and you're washing your buddy. It's like... It's crazy, man. I hope I never ever have to see that situation.
I didn't do that in the military. I did that as a diver, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
When I was a commercial diver, because we
Yeah.
were doing training for stuff like that, for like diving in like nuclear plants and everything. And there's a special suit that we wear, and we
Nuclear.
get sprayed down with soap and all that.
Is it like charcoal?
I want to say kind of, yeah.
It's like charcoal in between the fabric layers or whatever.
Yeah, and then you get you have like 2 or 3 people scrubbing you down with like scrub brushes and stuff like that, and
Yeah.
spraying you off and all. Yeah.
That's what we'd have to do. They had tarps they brought out and tents
Yep.
and stuff, and and then you wash down again after you're done, and it is a mess. But yeah, I hope I never have to see. I mean, I doubt I will, you know, but you never know.
Unless
But,
you get drafted.
especially a nerve agent, man, those will mess you up bad.
Hey, I heard people were getting gold stars on their or the what is not this? No, it's like a bronze, or maybe it's an oak leaf cluster or something. Or I'm pretty sure it's a star on the National Defense Service ribbon or something like that. I forget what else, what else, but yeah, because like a ton of people like re-enlisted, and of course everybody's protesting the deployment to Iran.
Yeah,
So, but yeah, anyway, and
yeah.
then the whole thing with the now with the potentially making the draft like they're gonna force people, you know.
Well,
Well, I don't know.
I think a lot of that. I mean, there may be something to it, but really, I mean, if you get your driver's license, you're enlisted in the draft anyway as a male,
Yeah,
right?
that's
And
Yeah.
I don't know if it applies to females or not. I don't know about that, but I know that all of us, as soon as we turned, 18, right?
Hmm.
I think as soon as
Yeah.
we turned 18, we had to enter the selective service, which is basically the same thing. Now it's just automated.
yeah,
Yeah.
So, I mean, I honestly, I doubt they're gonna, especially something where people are already kind of building a resistance up to it. I
yeah,
really doubt that there's going to be a draft. Now, don't
yeah,
quote me on. I mean, don't quote me on it or hold my hand to the flame if it does happen. But I don't think there's a whole lot of difference in the fact that the people are registered because we were all registered anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess if you were hiding from it, maybe there's some way. I mean, I'm pretty sure they'd pull your card if they really wanted to draft you anyway. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? That's the way it was in Vietnam. People were trying to dodge it, and it wasn't the easiest thing. People ran to Canada and all that different stuff, and some people paid their way out. Obviously, if you're rich, you don't get drafted anyway because your parents buy you out, or you're going to college or whatever. It's usually the people that
Not
are
worse.
impoverished that really get hammered in the draft. You know what I mean?
mm,
Yeah,
Which
I actually still have my printed out paper of my selective service number that I had to bring to the recruiter
yeah,
when I was joining, and I still have that. And but funny thing you said about the people trying to dodge the draft in Vietnam, I knew this guy. He was a vet and everything, and he was sitting there telling a story about how his grandfather dodged the draft, and he was kind of bragging about how his grandfather dodged the draft. And I'm like, it's not really something that I would consider bragging about, but basically he said that his grandfather was in line to get on a bus, but then next to him was a bus to go to college. So he slipped out of the line to go into the military and then went into the line to go into college. And that's how he dodged the draft. Like
yeah.
I don't know if I'd be bragging about that, but you know.
Yeah, I mean, it just depends, I guess, on your stance. But yeah, for me, I mean, I joined voluntarily, so
Mhm. Yeah.
for me, it was something I really needed a swift kick in the ass when I was 18, 20 years old, and
Don't we all?
that's what I got, So I think it was the best thing for me because a lot of my buddies from high school are dead, man, and they're, the ones that are still around, I would say I've done a lot of them probably wish they could have taken the path that I took. I'll say that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I've actually made something of myself. I'm actually,
yeah, dude.
doing pretty well for my age. I mean, as far as health and as far as my position in life, I couldn't be happier.
That's
Yeah.
great. That's absolutely like really encouraging to hear, man. Especially for
Yeah.
like all the other veterans out there, man. Like I've seen some pretty like uh not a lot of other veterans are as fortunate, and like it's really cool to see like people because there's like a stigma kind of behind that thing, and like veterans coming out of war and stuff. But like it's encouraging to see. But and there's a lot of support out there, for veterans, man. And like we gotta like help each other, man. We gotta look out for each other. I still keep in touch with people I serve with, man. We're always
Oh
like,
yeah.
yeah, we're up to date with the, like how we're doing and stuff. And so, yeah, and Austin's gone. So, but yeah, and you know what else, man? It's like looking back, it's something I take a lot of pride in, like because not because like when I walk into a room, I know there's like maybe at least like in a room of 200 people, there's probably like you know 5 to 10 veterans. You know what I mean? That we
Yeah.
all kind of have the same like headspace,
Mentality kind
same
of shared in
mentality.
something.
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
No matter what branch we all kind of relate in some way.
Yeah.
And I take
We
that
live
with
something similar. We just we have that common ground.
yeah, absolutely, man. And so yeah, I'm proud of that. and I take that with me. And for me, it was like a family thing. A lot of people, like a lot of my family, were military,
Mine too.
so that's why I ended up enlisting. So
And my wife was in the Navy. You know what I mean? My pops
wow,
was in the Navy.
nice.
Uh, yeah, my stepbrother, he's still a rescue paratrooper to this day.
Wow,
So
dude, that's impressive, man. Did you see what's his name? What's that guy's name? What the heck is his name? Goggins or whatever.
oh, Henry Goggins.
He joined the PJs or whatever. Did you see
Yeah.
that? Yeah,
Oh
man.
yeah. Yeah,
So
he's a wild dude. I like him. He cracks me up when he's running and he's
oh
talking.
yeah.
And,
He
yeah,
got
yeah.
he got like basically was able to get a waiver for everything. He enlisted. So the thing is, I don't know if you knew this, but like well you probably did, but about his story trying to get into the Air Force.
I
Like
know a little bit about it. You could refresh my memory though.
yeah, so apparently when he was enlisting in the military, he tried to join the Air Force. I think that was like his first pick. He really wanted to join. And I
And he was
think
really overweight at the time, right?
exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
He lost a ton of pounds, like a ton of weight in like a very short amount of time. I'm talking like 3 months time frame, enough to meet the weight requirement for enlistment and all that. But yeah, and now after all these years, he went back in and did it, accomplished his goal like years later. And there was the other guy too, the Marine. He spent like what 13, 14 years outside of the Marines, and he just reenlisted. He got the Medal of Honor like after so long. And then he was able to reenlist and serve again after so much time. So
That's
that's kind
cool.
of cool. It's like to see that too, you know.
Yeah.
Because there's a ton of guys, like a lot of the guys that I served with, um, there's a percentage of them that wish they would have either stayed in or would like reenlist right now in a heartbeat if they could.
Well,
And
I mean, it helps being friends with a bunch of veterans too. Like
yeah,
this YouTube thing has really brought me in closer with a lot of people who served, and you know, even if they didn't serve, they're kind of like minded. Some of them are Leos. I mean, it's just a big conglomerate of people who kind of have the same kind of thing on their brain and has like the same kind of similar training. You know,
yeah,
and that's really helped a lot with all that because for a while there it was tough. I got into carpentry again, so that helped a lot because it's kind of the same kind of camaraderie. It's a bunch of men, mostly men. There's a few ladies that worked with us, but mostly men, and even the ladies that were around, they were pretty, rough around the edges, to
yeah.
be hanging out
I
with
know
us.
the type.
I
Yeah,
mean, it takes a certain kind of individual to want to swing a hammer all day. You know what I mean?
totally.
Not
But
that it's exclusively men, but it's typically men, I would say. But
I will say, yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
no worries. It's just that kind of environment I think helped too, but it's not quite the same, because I think we had a darker sense of humor in the Marines. I mean, when you're constantly faced with your mortality, you know what I mean. You kind of think different, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. I can see having like you have to like it's I don't want to call it coping, but it's a way your brain kind of rewires itself.
Yeah, kind of like the way paramedics and cops and firefighters kind of have a dark sense of humor too. It's not
Yeah,
necessarily because you're a dark person, but it's just it's surrounding you. You can't get away
that's
from
it.
it.
That's
Yeah,
that's what it is. Yeah, it's like
and you
you're
have to make light of any situation you're in just to make it through sometimes.
yeah. It's like because honestly, like you could sit there and be like, oh, I'm constantly surrounded by death. I could choose to let it like affect me and crumble, or I could one of the things they do is like if you're afraid of something, you give it a name and you kind of like because once you kind of like name it and it doesn't become this unknown irrational fear anymore. It becomes something tangible, something you can overcome, kind of thing. And
Yeah.
so, but yeah, and so I could definitely see that now, in order to just like be able to live, to do your duty, to be um, uh, and do it well too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you
So
got to make light of any situation you're in. I mean, that's the secret, right? Even when you're in the pits of hell, you need to make a joke about it. You know what I mean? You need to keep on rocking because if you don't, you're gonna give up. You know what I mean? You're gonna shut down. You're just gonna fade away, and that's not what I'm about. I'm gonna keep pushing no matter what comes in my way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm sure you've been in like some really tough situations, but then like it's like you're with all your buddies, and all you can do is just laugh because of how much it
Embrace the
sucks.
suck.
It's like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And you're just like, bro, this sucks so bad, but like whatever. Like,
And once
we'll,
you do enough bad stuff, it just kind of falls in. It's like, oh, we're in this crap again. You know what
yeah,
I mean?
like whatever,
We just
man. We'll get through
push
this.
through it.
Yeah,
Up the hill, fuck the hill.
it's gotta it's gotta end sometime. So
I dropped an F bomb. I apologize.
yeah,
It's just something we used to say when we were running up hills. You know what I mean?
yeah, absolutely. They had we went to Fort Benning for boot camp, and there was they had a hill there. They called it the Stairway to Heaven, and
Yeah.
it was like a series of hills that were pretty tough. And then one of my brothers went to Fort Knox before they closed it down as like a training site.
Yeah.
And Fort Knox had 3 hills that was like a part of like this final ruck march thing, and they called it. The first hill was agony, and then misery, and then heartbreak. So, as you can imagine, each hill gets worse and worse.
Yeah. 29 Palms had really bad hills, and San Diego.
Yeah.
They're ones I'll never forget. Sometimes I'll be in my sleep and I'll be having nightmares about those hills. You know what I mean? Just sand dunes and just awful, man. I mean, I miss it though, because I mean, really, when you get done doing something like that, you feel like you're unstoppable.
Oh, yeah.
When
Yeah.
they say you felt like you were 10 foot tall and bulletproof, they're not lying. That's how we felt. That's what we thought we were. You know what I mean? And sometimes to our own detriment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
And that was one of the greatest things about this about the whole that final experience in boot camp. I think you guys, it's like the Crucible or something. Is that what
yeah,
it's called?
yeah,
It's like the final training event, like the culmination of all your training in one event, like FTX or whatever. So like it's not just a one big ruck march. You're actually like doing missions. You're using your land nav skills. You're making like structures. You're doing survival, and you're like having to engage the enemy and perform, field like combat life saving stuff. And
oh
so
yeah,
yeah, it's just, and that was like one of the coolest things about it. And like you just put into practice everything you've spent the last like 2-3 months training, like living and breathing. You know what I mean?
they'd
So,
have us going through the obstacle courses with a dummy.
yeah, exactly.
Carrying it up all these things. They had us doing all kinds, and he was on a stretcher. So
Yeah.
you're all trying to work together to get this stupid dummy through all the obstacle courses you've been running the whole time, but now you got this like 180-pound dummy that you're dragging around. It's like a big
Yeah.
rubber dummy. That was awesome.
But not only that, but like turning a group of people that like come in there and just hate each other, and then making them like into the best team ever. You know what
Oh
I mean?
yeah,
Like making
yeah,
them very good at teamwork, at communication, like just like you said, unstoppable, 10 foot tall and bulletproof.
yeah. I'd go. I need 10 Marines over here right now. Lift this, do that. You know what I mean? And it would just happen. I mean,
Boom. Yeah.
it was incredible, and that is something I miss because I'll be working around here. I'll be like cutting up trees, and my chainsaw gets stuck or something, and I'm like, "Give me 10 Marines over here," and I'm the only one there, I'm like, well, I got one in a big pry bar. Let's get this chainsaw out of here.
Exactly. It's like, imagine what you can accomplish in a day with 10 Marines. Man.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. Unstoppable.
Yeah. But yeah, man. So uh, and it's similar sentiment, man. Because army, the infantry world is it's kind of similar, and we've trained a lot with the Marines and stuff. Like
Yeah.
we did a lot of field training exercises and stuff. So
Yeah.
we got we have much love, for each other. Even though we talk about each other a lot, you know what I mean? That's just it's
Well, I
natural.
tell you what, if I get called in support for you or you get called for support for me, we're gonna be best buddies. I guarantee you every
course.
time.
Every
Because
time.
when you're in the trenches, man, the man next to you is all you got. You know what I mean? And and the man next to him, and so on and so forth. And it doesn't matter what color you are. It doesn't matter what your religion is. It does not matter what your politics are. We don't care about none of that when we're sitting in the holes together. You know what I mean? We stand together and we fight together. There's nowhere to go.
Yep.
Once you're in that position, there's nowhere to go. That's that. I see people like, oh, I wouldn't do this and I wouldn't do. No, you're going to do exactly what you need to do to get out of that damn situation, and that is basically press forward. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
There's no other way, or at least hold your position. There is no other option. You're not going to go. There was that one guy. This was a couple of years ago, and he went walking off thinking he was going to like join the enemy combatants or something to that nature, and he ended up getting all messed up.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know all the specifics on it, but that's the way I understand it happened. He ended up becoming captive, and they had to rescue him. And I think he did get rescued eventually, but that's not where you want to be.
Exactly.
That's not where you want to be. You better stand with your brothers.
Exactly. That's one of the principles that like I follow, and I'm being in the church, and everything. Like the Bible uses a lot of like militaristic language, like where are likened to like soldiers and stuff, like in God's army, and where we're instructed to put on the armor of God, like a Roman centurion or whatever. So it's like all of that militaristic language kind of like plays a role in like how I kind of navigate my way through life. And one of the things we learn, like you learn in boot camp, right, is when you're pulling security, like depending on the mission and like the enemy threat, there's like a percentage of like soldiers that need to be on security, while, at any given time. And so when it's 50%, it's, you and whoever you're in the foxhole with, one person's awake, one person's asleep, right? And so everybody is basically like you're watching each other's backs, you know what I mean? And
And
so
it's so important, And
yeah,
I've seen guys fall asleep, like,
yeah.
and what's going to happen to you if you fall asleep, man? You better hope nobody catches you.
Exactly. And so, it's just, yeah, it's one of the things that I try to keep at the forefront of my mind. And there's a story in the Bible about how when Nehemiah, I believe, they were rebuilding the outer walls of the temple, and basically he had soldiers guarding the people who were building the wall, and the people who were building a wall had a tool in one hand and a sword in the other, so to speak. So not only were they building, but they were also like ready to go at a moment's notice.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
just a little food for thought, because
Well, and
Yeah.
that's it too. You don't think about this stuff, but if you're really on the battlefield, you're not just stand and watch. You're not just filling sandbags. You're not just performing other activities like it. And here's the thing: say I'm on React Force, right? And that's my downtime. If something pops off, I've got to fill the position of the other guy who left.
yeah,
You know what I mean? And like that's the thing. People don't realize how sleep deprived you're going to be on a battlefield. And that can happen. I mean, if things turned upside down today or tomorrow, if somebody started invading our shores, or there was some kind of attack from within and something was really happening, you're going to have to post guard. You're going to have to reinforce your you know what I mean, your position. You're going to want to, I mean, there's so much to be done. And I don't think people even really think about that stuff, at least not people that are military minded. There's so much more to it than just standing guard or doing this or doing that. You're constantly fortifying your position. You're constantly, you got to lead. What do you call it? Scouts. You're gonna have scouts.
Yeah.
Checking your perimeters and making sure things are good. You'll have a fire team going around this way, and you'll have a fire team going around that way, because you got to constantly have eyes open. And like I said, once that fire team goes out this way and that way, more people have to fill in the position that they were in previously.
Precisely. Yeah. And you remember that movie Black Hawk Down?
Oh yeah.
So you remember how it's like the original mission was to go in and extract that warlord and his like generals. Well, then all of a sudden you have wounded people. So now part of their mission becomes getting these wounded troops exfilled. Like they need them out like ASAP. And then not only that, but one of the Blackhawks gets shot down, and now their mission becomes securing a perimeter and rescuing the pilot. So like the mission is always changing.
The battlefield is constantly evolving.
They're adapting. Exactly. Yeah. Everything.
And
So
mobility is the biggest limiting factor on the battlefield. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like some people, man, they're out of shape so bad, and I'm like, I hope for your sake that you never see these problems. You know what I mean? Because mobility is the biggest limiting factor on the battlefield. That'll never change. You know, I mean, if you can take
Yeah.
the high ground and you can move yourself into position, you'll always be the victor. I mean, being as like you got to have the firepower to do so as well, but I hope you got firepower. You know what I mean?
Right,
If you don't have that, I don't know where to start with you.
well, you know how they like kind of made a change to like the Army kind of took the Marine Corps' like lead with this one, but um how you guys had you had a regular fitness test, and then you had a combat readiness fitness test. Uh and so the Army kind of like took that idea and adapted it a little bit. And so and not only that, but a while back they also changed the weapons qualification table. So now you're not just prone or sitting or standing or kneeling or whatever. Now you're actually shooting, moving, and communicating in order to hit the target and stuff. Like you have to do all that simultaneously.
Well, and that's what I was telling you about in that last video that I shot. I was kind of running around a little bit because I wanted to get my heart rate up a little bit and test
Yeah.
myself. You know what I mean? And I do that on my own. I don't put a lot of it on video. I'm kind of a little bit protective of how much I put on video because then somebody else could learn my tactics to some degree. I mean, I want to share it, but at the same time, somebody could use it against me. You know?
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
So I'm kind of apprehensive to put everything I can do on on video, but I try to show a little bit, and I want people to know that I can shoot a little bit,
Yeah.
So,
No, I respect that, man. I respect that. Like you have your own like way of doing it, and that's another thing too. Like we had talked about how people argue over like the best platform, the best like caliber, and at the end of the day, like remember how you said you choose the AR platform because you have just way more time behind it, right?
yeah,
So
and a lot of it I was paid to get the training. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah,
So and I didn't have to pay for the ammo. So I mean that's a big benefit for you and I, or anybody else who put in that time.
yeah.
Because yeah, we didn't have to pay for the ammo. I mean, we ran a lot of ammo, especially like in the field. If we set up like a field range, sometimes it would be we'd be getting rid of ammo that basically
Oh
was
yeah.
expired. But we'd be running that ammo so hard that the barrels be glowing hot on the full autos, and you know what I
Yeah.
mean, firing the 240 standing, what I mean, stuff like that.
Yeah, I do, man. Like man, those were the best days. Like after the training, and you're like, hey, we got too much ammo. Like we got to get rid of this.
Run it.
Exactly, man. We had a
And those ranges were a little more lax than like your qual range. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So that was always a little bit more
They also
fun.
had some cool civilians that came out there with like some old war stories and stuff. Like it was always the most fun. And so those guys, we had a guy on. His name is Clint. Did you ever meet him? Patriot Tactical, or sorry, yeah, Patriot Defense.
I don't think so, but if he was on the show
Yeah,
since I've been on, I probably watched.
yeah. So we had American Patriot Defense guy named his name's Clint, and basically he was telling us about when he served. He part of his military service was when he wasn't active duty. He was like in the National Guard, and they had a program where basically he was on a shooting team, like I don't know, I forgot if he said it was like the guard and like there was also civilian teams or something like that. But literally, the government was paying him to go and shoot in competitions, like for fun, like you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, and I've never seen anything like that. Like in all like the time I served, all the people I met, I never met anybody who was in like
I met a guy who was a
um,
Golden Glove boxer. Well, he was one of my
yeah,
sergeants when I was a young Marine, and he was a Golden Glove boxer, and he was boxing for the Marine Corps boxing team or something to that effect.
Oh wow.
Uh, he had some kind of a free ride like that. And then I also knew somebody in boot camp who got put on like the Marine Corps what do you band. It was like the Marine
Oh
Corps
wow.
band he was becoming part of, and he was this locked and cocked Marine. And man, when them the drill instructors found out that that's what he was doing, man, they ripped it.
Oh
The rest of it, like the rest of us were on Easy Street at that point. That dude, they put him through hell.
yeah, I bet, dude. The drill instructors were infantry guys or something?
Oh yeah, some of them were. I think one of them was motor T and stuff. But they
Okay.
just the fact that this locked and cocked Marine was going into band. You know what I mean? They were they were fit to be tied with that. You
Oh
know?
yeah. Yeah, man.
So I got a question for you.
Yeah,
Do
what's up?
you, do you train, or do you ever train with both eyes open when you shoot?
No.
Okay.
I've heard about people doing it, and I know Dimitri I think has tried it, but I think that's more and you can correct me if I'm wrong. Is that more something common with people who shoot with optics? 'Cause
No,
I
not
know that.
necessarily. I mean, I do it with irons and optics, but
Okay. Okay.
I just situational awareness, like
Yeah.
especially if you're going to be doing things like door kicking or,
Mhm.
or room to room combat type situation. You know what I mean? House to house fighting. You
Well, yeah.
really need to have both eyes open, and that's something that I pushed myself to really stay towards
Mhm.
ever since I really got into that type of thing. But I just it's a question I like to ask. I was talking to some
Yeah.
guys on a podcast or on a live the other day, and I suggest that you do train that way, but to each their own. I mean, I got some buddies that shoot
Yeah.
real well, but they can't do it with two eyes open, and that's why I ask.
Yeah, I've seen. So I could see like people. Well, like I mean, I guess it depends on maybe the situation, but I guess at that if you're doing like house like room to room clearing and stuff, like yeah, at that distance, you don't really need to aim down sight. Like you could just, you know what I mean?
It's
Like at
more like a reflex,
when you,
but
yeah, yeah, yeah,
even still, even if I'm shooting rifle or
yeah,
anything, even
same,
if I'm
but
shooting a bolt action, I keep both open just because
yeah,
somebody
yeah,
could come up behind me. You know what I mean? And
yeah.
if I'm focused on that target with just one eye, I'm kind of locked in,
Blind spot,
and you could get taken. You know what I mean?
literally.
Like,
Yeah,
they
exactly.
wouldn't need much. They could come up behind you with a knife and take you out. But
Yeah,
that's just something I do, and I try to push other people to get into it. It's not an easy thing. You're gonna have to kind of relearn, but and not that you have to do it all the time. I mean, if you're competition shooting or something, you probably wouldn't need to do it, right?
yeah,
But it's a good practice, I think, and I think once you get used to it, I think it's kind of like second nature. You kind of just leave the one eye shut by on the wayside. But,
sure. I could
but
see that being very interesting. Uh, just thinking about it now, because of the like, let's say like you get up in the middle of the night, you know what I mean, and you hear somebody in your house, you know what I mean, and
yeah,
let's say you're like me and you wear glasses, you know what I
yeah.
mean. That's a whole nother facet of it because like some people have astigmatism and see double, and some people like, you know what I mean. So that's a whole nother issue right there. I could see like,
Well, I'm getting older, and my eyes aren't as good as they used to be, right? Like
yeah,
I'm starting to notice, like I got reading glasses. Like if I have to read something like small print, like ingredients on something or something like that, yeah, I get my glasses out, or manuals for things, learn how to put things together, or doing stuff like that. Um, I mean, that's just part of the nature of the beast. It's been the last like 2 years. I've been noticing my eyes were starting to get a little weaker for reading and stuff. But yeah, it's just something I recommend. It's just something that I think everybody should try to learn at least to some degree.
yeah, absolutely. We talked a couple weeks ago. We had a liaison from Mantis Tech
I
on.
was watching that one too. Yeah, and I
Yeah.
like Mantis products. I've got several of them. I've
Yep.
got the X10, and I think I've got one of the other systems too. Oh, I've got the one with the bolt that goes in the AR, and you can train with that one. I've got that one too.
Yeah, and I was just seeing Dimitri posting stuff on Instagram, on the 2A Brotherhood thing about him just training with the Mantis and stuff, and
Yeah,
really getting the good training out of it. And we talked. I don't know why, man. I had technical difficulties that night. I wanted to ask about like the possibility of maybe some sort of augmented reality or virtual reality, like
So
something, some kind of training platform with Mantis for virtual reality.
I don't know if Mantis, I don't think has one like that,
Yeah.
but there is. I think Laser Academy has one where you can set up a projector, and
Uh,
you set up a projector, and then you can set up scenarios. It's kind of like Time Crisis, but
oh yeah.
more realistic, kind of. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But I would like to get into that, and I've got a Laser Academy system. I've got one that it's got several targets, got like 4 or 5 targets that you set up around the room, and you can just draw. And when you hit them, it's reactive, so it's kind of like a steel type of. You know what I mean? It's got a sound, and then it lights up like green or red when you hit it. I think it's green until you hit it, and then it turns red. Those are cool. Um, Also, what was I going to say? There's another. Oh, Ace VR.
Mm.
If you've got the Oculus system, they've got a system, and they've actually got like staccatos and actual pistols that you can
Oh
get
wow.
in several
Yeah,
different models that mimic what you have, and the weights and everything are correct, and then the controller locks into it. For your VR head thing, and I mean they got holsters and everything because it's an actual staccato basically, or you can get I think a Glock. There's like Beretta. They might have Smith and Wesson now. I know they were talking about it, but it's a dope platform too, and it's like a whole virtual range.
yeah, man. Have you like you gotten have you taken advantage of that yet?
I haven't. My buddy's got one, and I've tried it at the event that I'm going to. They're gonna have it set up again.
Oh,
I
cool.
should get into that, but I got rid of my Oculus because I had the Oculus 2, and I want to get a better version. I
Yeah.
don't. I'm not such a big fan of the Oculus, but for that I would be. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
No, I totally get that.
And
Yeah.
and like the wired systems are better quality is the problem with VR. I'm always like with video games. I'm always pushing like better graphics and
Yeah.
better. You know what I mean? And just like the processing power of the Oculus isn't quite where I like it.
Yeah.
But it is kind of for that practical purpose. It would be a cool thing to have. So
Sure. And it's
I
like,
might end up getting one again. But I want the newest version so I can get the best, graphical and technology I can get.
yeah. And while like, yeah, sure, the Oculus might be cool and like has, the screens might be whatever resolution and stuff, but like at the end of the day, like if you run off of like a gaming computer hardware, you're good. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
literally just built. So I assume like you're kind of into like building computers or no?
I'm not into building them, but I'm into playing them.
Okay, okay. Are you familiar kind of with like the hardware inside computers and stuff?
A little bit, yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. So I just finished building on my new computer. It's like maybe 2-3 weeks old now. So
Yeah.
yeah. So I'm really curious. I haven't set up my VR set yet, so I'm curious to see how.
I've got a couple buddies that do it, man, and they do some wild stuff.
Yeah.
They put like monitors inside the PC. Yeah, have you seen like
That's
inside
wild.
the tower? Like
Yeah.
this is one girl I follow. I got a buddy that does it. His name's Tack Life J, and he builds some really cool computers, and he's been doing them like that. He usually has like cars like playing in like the monitors inside the tower. But then there's this rapper I started following from who Twista is.
Yeah.
Okay, Twista the rapper just had one built by another rapper in his area in Chicago, and she put like videos of Twista playing inside the tower for him. Like there's two different monitors playing it,
That's so
and it's
cool,
just
man.
cool because I don't know. One of these days, maybe I can get me a white Rambo computer built or something.
Yeah, dude. We got to find a company, a sponsor, man.
Yeah,
That'd be sick.
I need some sponsors.
Heck yeah, dude. I could see that. But yeah, and I
You see
totally
these guys?
I totally see the cool. Yeah. Oh, nice,
I
man.
got some white Rambo stickers. I got
Oh, yeah.
patches coming soon too.
I saw that on your
Yeah.
on your Instagram. Yeah. Yeah, and also dope. Jason.
Oh.
Jason, the mask and everything. Yeah, man. That's sick.
I just like having fun. I'm always
Yeah.
thinking of like I got a couple other things I'm getting ready to do, and I'm just always thinking of things, and I'm like, I got these visions in my head, you know what I mean? And I got to make them come to life, you know?
That's cool, man. That you say that, because like a lot of people have these like random ideas. Even I do, and like I just like, oh, that'd be kind of cool, but I never like put it like I never make
Write
it.
them down, man. Write
Yeah.
them down. If you,
I have them written down. Yeah.
yeah, and then you gotta bring them to life, man. You know, and like it doesn't have to cost a lot. You know what I mean? A lot of the times, it's just little things you can do that nobody else is thinking about. You know what I mean? That's what makes us unique, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
But I'm always trying to keep them guessing. You know, they don't know what I'm going to do next. You know what I mean?
I gotta ask, man.
Try and guess. You
Was
can
the
put it on your
suit
bingo
your
card,
idea?
but I'm gonna do something different.
Was the suit your idea too?
What's that?
I like the suit, man. Was that?
Oh
your
yeah. Well, see, last time I was wearing the blue one. This one's the green
Yeah.
one. I got another one, and I got another one I got ordered too.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, I was like, I was thinking, like, was that your idea, the BDU suit?
Oh yeah. Well, it's an actual like suit, man. It's
Yeah.
it's like
I gotta get one,
it's
man.
like legit, like you know what I mean?
Heck yeah,
Pants and everything. I mean, hold on 1 second.
Yeah.
I'm gonna show you.
Guys, don't forget to use promo code 2AB. You can get 10% off site-wide cock firearms and Goliath Defense. Oh, dude, nice. You got the Marpat one? Do you have you got like other camouflage?
These are the ones I have right now, but I got another one coming.
Nice, dude. Those are sweet.
But I'm crazy about camo.
Yeah, dude. Honestly, man, and I really like the Marine Corps' digital camo. I feel
Oh yeah,
one of the best because it's like digitized BDU.
yeah.
But like, yeah, it's one of my favorite looking camouflages next to the Scorpion or multicam or whatever.
Oh yeah, yeah. And I got shoes to match too. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Each one. I got blue shoes. I got some Jordans that match the tan suit. You know what I mean?
I like
You
the
got-
aesthetic
If
of
you're gonna go to these events and stuff, you gotta come out proper. You know what I mean? You can't be
exactly.
walking out looking like a scrub. You know what I mean? So I gotta come in. I gotta come in representing. And there's a way I got the name. You know what I mean?
You don't wanna,
I
you
mean,
wanna
I
throw
didn't
in-
give myself the name White Rambo. That's not how that happened.
Yeah, man. You had to earn it, man.
Yeah, right.
Earn the title.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Hey, man. So look, we're at an hour and a half. Was there anything else that you wanted to talk about? Any other topics or anything at all?
Not really. I mean, you know, I mean, I'm always an open book, and you know, I'm ready to come back whenever y'all need me again. You just let me know, you know. And I mean, I'm just all about bringing positivity, you know, spreading the love, and just trying to, you know, I mean, I try to spread some knowledge as well. You know, I mean, I'm not just all having fun. I'm gonna have fun while I do it, but you know, I like to spread a little bit of knowledge. I like to bring a little bit, you know, and I mean, mostly positivity, man. I want to bring everybody together. We can all do this together, you know. If you're all by yourself, man, you don't stand a chance, you know. But if we can bring it together, we got something powerful, brother.
That's right. That's good, man. Very, very well spoken too. And I gotta say, because you know, even in the Bible it says two are better than one, and a three-strand cord is not easily broken. So you know, but yeah, just like you said, bro, you got it. You can't do it alone. And in the 2A community, we're like all about like helping each other get better. You know what I mean? That's like one of the biggest things. Like we want to see everybody succeed, do well, find like a good community of like-minded like people, other shooters who are like, you know, people you can learn from too, mentors, and just people you can do life with. You know what I mean? Like that's the important part, like being able to like do life with people and not have to go through everything alone. So,
Oh yeah.
but thank you again, man, for spending your Friday evening with us, man.
Yeah.
I know we were a little short tonight and there were some glitches, but yeah, I would just want to say that we're very grateful that you spent your evening with us. So,
I appreciate you guys having me on, and you know, it's always fun. We always have a blast.
yeah, dude, yeah, it was, and again, I want to say thank you for always coming to the chat and saying stuff and
Hey,
interacting.
man, I gotta show up for my brothers.
and it was hey man, honestly, I hope you win the award. Are they gonna live stream the arm award?
I will be showing up with the videos. Like if you stay tuned to my
Okay.
channel, I'll be posting, what happens and so on and so forth. I'll be up on stage at some point, regardless. So
Oh
you
yeah,
can,
I know.
I always find a way to weasel my way up there. So
Bro, you got to, because you know what? The networking, the people you're gonna meet, man, like that's one of the things that for the younger people, you will learn, like network with as many people as you can. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And to me,
I don't do this for money. I don't do
yeah,
it for clout. I do it to meet good people, and
exactly,
that's what I
man.
do. And I tell you, if you look at my phone book, I got some good people in
Hmm.
there.
Yeah, man. And like, and the coolest part is, man, like never in a million years would I think like Mantis would be on our podcast. You know what I mean?
That's awesome.
I just never expected it. But Dimitri's such a great
I
guy.
never thought that people would want me on their podcast. You know what I mean? Like when I started doing this, I mean, it was kind of like I started doing like rate your guns and stuff like that, and I would post some of my guns on there, and get a little notoriety from that. But then people knew who I was, and like at this point, I could reach out to just about anybody, in the industry if I wanted to, because I know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody. So it's
Exactly.
been an awesome journey, and
Yeah,
that's the best part is meeting good people.
that's right. And then and now there's people out there that you've never met that look up to you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they know my name. You know what I mean? I had my first guy in the wild walk up to me a couple weeks ago, and he's a fellow YouTuber too. He's a cool guy. But he comes up to me, he's like, "Are you White Rambo?" I was just dressed in my regular clothes, you know what I mean, just hanging
Oh,
out. I was
nice.
actually working, doing some something for a friend, you know what I mean? And he comes up and he's like, "Are you White Rambo?" So that's the first person outside of like a gun store or an event that's come
Mhm.
up to me and said that. And like I said, I wasn't dressed, you know what I mean? I mean, usually
Yeah,
I got my little swag on, you know what I mean? I got my fit right,
but it's
but
cool
but
because
I was
you
just
get to
killing,
look.
in my work clothes, just
Mhm.
going at it. And he was like, "Are you White Rambo?" I was like, "Yeah." I gave him a sticker, you know what I mean?
But it's like cool because like what you're doing is having an impact, and you're reaching people who are just like cool, man. He's like making like cool content, you know what I mean? And like they enjoy what you're putting out, right?
Trying
So
to live my best life, man.
there you go, man. There you go. But thank you again, bro. If you want to tell people where can they find you on social media?
White Rambo USMC or Jason Ewing. Jason Ewing 1979. I'm pretty much on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. You'll see me all around.
Yeah,
I got
yeah.
more tricks up my sleeve.
That's right, and we're looking forward to it. We know you're gonna do great things and be very successful. And I'll post the links to your social medias and stuff in the
I appreciate that, brother.
descriptions all across every platform. So thank you again, and we'll see you guys next week. Don't forget one more thing: Cox Firearms, Goliath Defense, are wonderful sponsors. You can check them out and use promo code 2AB 2AB to get 10% off their weapon. All right, guys, we'll catch you next week. Oh,
I
sorry.
gotta have fun, man.